Uh, what are you thinking, inshallah? Yeah, about the question? Okay, you have a question? I just want to, okay.
Halo Pak Di, masih kelihatan kan sekarang ya?
You can turn off?
Yeah. Oke. Suaranya tetap ini. Apa? Saya nggak bisa. Wireless maksudnya.
Saya turn off ya.
Belum, nggak jadi. Nah tadi soalnya ini tadi lama terus ini udah terlanjur mulai gitu, jadi sekarang nggak apa-apa lah. Ya, masih.
So, well, you know, there is two ayah. In the beginning are the same, but in the end different. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. Allah said, what's wrong with you? Why you do not contemplate to reflect about the Quran? أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَكْفَالُهَا. Is it because your heart was sealed? Something that covered your heart? Right? Another ayah, the same in the beginning. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. He said, what's wrong with you? Why you not reflect about the Quran? وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ إِنِّ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. If the Quran was not from Allah, you will find a lot of contradiction. Okay? What was one? Allah said, why you do not reflect about Quran? What's the end of the ayah? Anybody remember? Is it your heart was sealed? What's the second one? You find contradiction, if not from Allah, right? No. Sometimes we read a book, and the book is, let's say, touching your heart. Sometimes you cry. Even not make sense, right? Not make sense. But sometimes you read the book, wow, man, very scientific. But it's not touch your heart. You understand? So the book taught what? The heart, and the book taught the. So the Quran taught both. The Quran have to touch the heart and the mind. You understand? The question for you. The Quran now, majority, is touching the Muslim heart or mind? Is here, not here. If the Quran touching here too, the life of Muslim be different. Right? For example, there is a school, in high school, the teacher asks the student to write about the dangers of smoke, of cigarette. You know, and the winner was a Muslim student. You know, he can prove it scientifically. The dangers of smoke to the cancer and all this. But he smoked. He himself what? Smoke. Why is it? So he know the smoke is dangerous, but not touching the heart. Right? So one day he was smoking in the balcony, the second floor of his house. His father came and he turned off the smoke. And now he have. So that's what the Quran said. When Allah SWT asked Musa and Harun go to Fir'aun, right? اذهبا إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Harun, Musa, go to Fir'aun because Fir'aun was tongueless. He said, Allah can listen. لَأَلَّهُ يَذَّكَّرُ أَوْ يَخْشَى. Might be Fir'aun will receive admonition of fear. lacking in their heart, our youth? Khashya, fear. There's no fear. Because the Quran, they said, Hudan lil muttaqin. Guidance for whom? For muttaqin. For the one who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So sometimes you give them many ayah, give them many hadith, it's not touching their heart. Right? So that's the Quran. Now, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very interesting. Sometimes you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala using the word taqwa is more than 100 times. Right? So before I continue, inshallah, if anybody out here can give me the definition of taqwa, what's taqwa?
Scared.
Scared? What's again? Conscious? Okay. What's again? Oh, another question. How do we know that we have taqwa? Remember, when the Quran talks about Jannah, always u'iddat lil muttaqin. Jannah has been prepared for muttaqin. That's clear. Right? What's taqwa? So, what is the sign of taqwa? Okay, let's read first Surah Al-Baqarah. Alif Lam Mim. Anybody can tell me what Alif Lam Mim means? Nobody knows. It's secret. Right? But some people said Alif means Allah, Lam is Jibreel, Mim is Muhammad. So Quran from Allah to Jibreel to Muhammad. Dhalikal Kitab. What Dhalika mean? You know in Arabic, when he said this is close, Hada. It's far away, what? Dhalika over there. So Allah SWT talking that book. Surah Al-Baqarah, where was revealed? In Medina. Who in Medina? Not only Muslim, Jews and Christians. Allah said, that book that you were looking for is here now. That book. Right? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, that book. لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, there's no doubt in it. Right? هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, guidance for the muttaqin, righteous. You know, very interesting, this sentence, you know, whenever you want to stop, you can stop and still have meaning. You can say, for example, Dhalikal Kitab, you stop. That's good. La Rayba Fi, that's good. Hudamil Muttaqin, that's good. Dhalikal Kitab, La Rayba Fi, good too. Hudamil Muttaqin. Right? Or you say, for example, Dhalikal Kitab, La Rayba Fi, Hudan lil Muttaqin. Can you write a sentence? So whatever you stop, you still have meaning. That's the Quran. Right? One of my hobby, before I come into taqwa, when somebody becomes Muslim, I always ask them, how you become Muslim? So one day I met a man, a young man, in Olympia, used to be Imam there. How you become Muslim? See, because this. There was his friend from Pakistani guy. He said, how? So one day my friend took me to have, what do you call it? You feel like this, and you fly. Cocaine? Cocaine? Like, ganja. Huh? So anyway, hashish. So he said, that's good. So I went to his house together, and we're talking all night, we're flying all night. And then Pakistani said, hey, Carlos, I heard, do you like to read? I said, yeah. You know, I have this book, I never read it. It was Quran. This Pakistani guy lived in California for 20 years, never opened the Quran, never prayed, never come to masjid. He lost. I said, okay. So he went home. Because Carlos liked to read, so he opened, just open like this, for Alif Lam Mim. When he comes in, La Rayba Fi, that's the book, there is no doubt in it. No doubt? He said, sometimes I read the Bible and I feel down. So he started reading. The purpose he read the Quran was what? To find one ayah that make him doubt. He couldn't find. In 6 months, fine. He said, the Bible go down now. Quran go up. He said, this is the book. I want to become Muslim now. But I cannot go to Pakistani guy. So he went to, Masjid Umar Khattab? Omar. That's right. Then on that time still, you were European, used to be the yellow page, he found. So he went to Masjid on Friday. Because the Masjid was full, people pray outside in the parking lot. And he saw people making sujood. He said, wow. He said, for a long time, I have found a verse in the Bible. Jesus said, the meaning, pray until your forehead full of dust. Right? So I never understand this verse. Because we pray in the church, stand up, right? The piano, right? No, after prayer I had to draw like this. Oh, this is what Jesus asked me to do. Because on that time, there's no carpet. When you make sujood, you always what? So Jesus asked me to go down to prostrate. So you can convene. So anyway, he went to Imam, he met Imam, he learned about Islam. After a few months, he became Muslim. So when Carlos' friends went back to that Pakistani, the Pakistani guy said, where's Carlos? Oh, he's crazy, man. What book did you give him? He said, haram, no more drug. Subhanallah. That Pakistani cried. He said, this book for 6 months with Carlos, and he changed his life. And this book 20 years with me. So that Pakistani became Muslim again. So both of them, I met them in Olympia. Right? So he became Muslim because of the, right? So what the sign of Muttaqin? الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Those who believe in what ghaib means? Unseen. What does unseen mean? Babus have money in the bank. Right? I don't know how much. It is unseen or not? Unseen or not? Not unseen because people in the bank, they know. Right? Unseen in what? Nobody knows. That's unseen. Right? Anybody know when you're going to die? Anybody? Maybe I'm tomorrow or next week. Nobody knows. That's unseen. Right? Imam Malik, he met the angel of death in his dream. If you sleep and you have dream, you meet the angel of death. We're going to ask. Huh? When I'm going to die, right? That's good, I know. Imam Malik asked, when I'm going to die? And he said like this. What do you mean? 5 days? 5 months? 5 years? Before he answered, he woke up. Oh man, maybe 5 hours. So he went to Imam Ibn Sirin. Ibn Sirin, he wrote the book, right? Explanation of Dream. Imam said, don't worry. He said, the angel talk about 5 secrets. That's in the end of Surah Luqman. Right? وَإِنَّهُ إِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ 5 secrets. Number 1, no one knows when the day of judgment. Only Allah. Right? And then was second one about the rain. When and where the rain will fall down. Wait a minute, I saw something in the news or forecast. Tomorrow will be sunshine, lightning. But just expected something. The night said tomorrow sunshine, no snow, there's snow. I said, because to know the rain and to know the moving of the wind, there will be something changing. Who take care of the rain? The angel rain. Anybody? Mikael? Okay. وَمَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ. Nobody knows what in the stomach of the baby. Wait a minute, now we can see with a person, boy or girl. Right? That's only Allah give knowledge. But 100th question, nobody knows. How we look like, how we're going to live, how we're going to be, nobody knows. And then said, nobody knows what we're going to do tomorrow. Anybody? Nobody knows what we're going to do tomorrow. So for what you're going to do tomorrow, what do you say? Inshallah, by our will. Right? And the last one, we know when and where you're going to die. That's good. That's right. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة. So these two signs, the sign of the muttaqin, if you believe in the unseen and also pray, that means what? You are among the muttaqin. Right? And then in Surah Al-Imran, Allah also talk about the sign of muttaqin. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ. He said, quick, don't delay. Right? To find what? To get what? Maghfirah. What maghfirah? Forgiveness. And then Jannah. Very interesting in the Quran. When before talk about Jannah, mostly Allah talk about forgiveness. Why is it? Because you cannot go to Jannah if you don't want get forgiveness. You have to be clean in the Jannah. So therefore, when you go commit sin, always immediately repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because maybe somebody died, you not repent yet. Then there will be problem. Right? وَجَنَّةٍ أَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. The Jannah, right? This is one of Jannah. The distance of Jannah that you have to have, like the distance between the heaven and the earth. أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, has been prepared for muttaqin. No, what is the sign of muttaqin here? الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ. The meaning of the ayah, that means muttaqin is the one who cares about the others. What is the sign? They care about the others. They care about family, they care about community, they care about that is sign. So if somebody did not care about the other, he's not the muttaqin. Right? Somebody asked the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, who is the most beloved people to Allah? Anybody can answer? Who the most beloved people to Allah? That means Allah loves that person. Who give benefit the most to the others? How do we know that? When he or she dies, everybody miss him. Oh man, he always there. So when you die, you have to be like that. Everybody miss you. Your wife miss you. Your husband miss you. Children, everybody miss you. That's a good sign, because you benefit them. So don't die, and somebody he died. Oh man, thank God, alhamdulillah. His miser, he never have us nothing. Right? So therefore one day the Prophet he saw people pass, what you call, carry janazah. You know, in Indonesia, in Arab, not like in America, like the bus, right? The car. You carry janazah, dead body by the car. But in our country still what? Carry like this. And it was passed by, the Prophet said, the one who died, mustari or mustarah. What do you mean mustari? Mustari means the one who died is in good mood, in good condition. He'll be happy. But people behind mustarah, right? People behind are happy. So don't be mustari, right? When you die, everybody was. And Allah said, when you die, right? When you born, right? Are you crying or laughing? Baby born, crying or laughing? Did you see baby go, hi, you run away, right? Baby always crying, right? He said, there had to be when you leave this dunya. You are now, you're smiling, and people what? Crying. So when baby crying, everybody happy, right? So when you die, you'll be opposite. He said, right? Everybody will cry behind you. Right? So that's the first sign. What the first sign of muttaqin? Care about the others. You know. And they said, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. The second sign of muttaqin here, the one who always able to control the anger. Control what? The anger. He's angry, but he controls. Ghayr means when you are framing. For example, you have something in your husband, you're angry to his wife. Okay, when I come home, you drive in the car, right? And you come home and said, no. That's the meaning of that. That's your muttaqin. You control. Right? So therefore, why Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You remember a story about him? He had a neighbor, a Jew, he didn't like him. Every time he come out, the Jew used to wash his clothes and squeeze like this. So the water comes to his forehead. Now if you live downstairs, somebody put the water, you do, hey man, you blind? With me. He knew, he just walked away. Almost every day. So after 3 weeks maybe, so in 2-3 days, he didn't feel pain, there's no water. So he went to his companion and said, where's our neighbor? He said, don't worry, I heard he's sick. No, you know, many people, with somebody always bothering him, and he's sick now. What are you going to say? I wish he died. So always bothering. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went upstairs, he brought a soup, Fatima cooked soup, and the Jews went, and the Prophet put his left hand and feed him. After he felt better, he said, are you Muhammad? He said, yes. The one that I pour water every day, he said, yes. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. This was talking. Another one is the name Fudayl bin Iyad. He was walking in the city of Baghdad. Non-Muslim, I said Jews, I think. He was leading his dog. He said, Fudayl. He said, which one better or more clean? He said, your beard or the tail of my dog? How you feel somebody compare your beard and then the tail of the dog, right? He said, depend. What do you mean depend? If this beard will go to heaven, inshallah this beard better than the tail of dog. But if the beard go to hellfire, Allah, the tail of dog better than my beard. He said, this is the only akhlaq of the prophets. And he becomes Muslim. Because of what? Control the anger. This is problem something Muslims sometimes they couldn't control the anger. Remember when somebody made fun about prophets? Right? Like put the pictures, prophet. Where is it? I forget. Cartoon, yeah, I forget. And everywhere they destroyed the embassy and all this. You know, yes, in your heart you have to be angry. Because prophet for us like our mother. Right? But your reaction had to be like prophet. What prophet did when somebody called him name, put him down, he's smiling. Right? And because when we do like what we did, people said, look, I thought he's terrorist. Look at that, right? But if we, alhamdulillah, you know, there is the Karl Armstrong. Anybody know Karl Armstrong? He wrote the book about Muhammad. When the son of Bill Graham, he said Muhammad a terrorist, he said my book became the bestseller. Right? And Kerr invited people to talk about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? And then wal afina anin nas. So what the first sign of muttaqin here? Care about the others. But number 2, control the anger. But something you control the anger, but still here you couldn't sleep. So therefore what? Wal afin, you pardon people. And Allah yuhibbul muhsinin, and Allah loves the one who do ihsan. Right? I think you raise your hand. Yes. Can you?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So Joban, I have a question about Dajjal. Maybe this is out of your the context of what you just delivered to us. But I really want to ask about this. It is said, if I'm not mistaken, that one of the signs of the end of the world is the coming of Dajjal.
Yeah.
And then I would like to ask whether, is it really a kind of creature with one eye, or can it be a conceptual thing, for example, a system which records everything about the human being and then knows everything because it has all of our information, and then it becomes so powerful that it is a Dajjal. I mean, it's not a strange creature with one eye, but the eye can be a kind of analogy that it knows everything because it has all information about everything.
Yeah.
So can you please talk about that a little bit? Thank you.
Very good question about Dajjal. The Prophet Muhammad said, the hour will not come before 5 things happen. Anybody remember? Tell, listen to me. The hours, there are 2 signs, right? Small signs. Small sign, about 90% is already happened. Small sign, right? But the big sign is 5, Prophet said. Danger will happen. What's anybody can? Smoke, right? The Quran said, Sahab. There will be smoke and dark. Once again, Dabba, there's a beast. If you are in the middle, you cannot see the tail, you cannot see the head. Right? Once again, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Right? And then what? The sun will rise from the west. Right? That means, he said, on that time, he said, 1 day like 1 year. 1 day like 1 year. That means there's no night. You know what? When the Prophet mentioned that, what was the question of Sahaba? What was the question of Sahaba? He said, 1 day like 1 night. What was the Prophet, his companion question? He said, how do we pray? Subhanallah, they're concerned about praying. Then the Prophet said, faqaddiru, just make calculation. Used to pray, for example, from Asr to Maghrib, how many hours? Like 5 hours, for example. From Maghrib to Isha, how many hours before? Just make calculation like that. So therefore, why some ulama give opinion, if you live in certain country, that when the day is so long, you can also follow Makkah. Right? Because Makkah most stable. Right? So something. Okay. Now come to Dajjal. The only very interesting story of Dajjal, the Prophet said, no prophet unless they warn his people about Dajjal. No prophet unless they warn, they remind his people about the Dajjal. That in what? It's very dangerous. Right? The Prophet also said, if Dajjal comes, try to run. Don't say, oh, Dajjal, I know about you. Right? No. Don't try to challenge. Don't challenge. Right? And also, the Prophet asked us, when you pray, right? After pray, make the following dua. What's dua? Allahumma inna a'udhu bika min adhabil qabri, wa min adhabi jahannam, wa min adhabil what? No? Mahya wal mamat, wa min adhabi, min fitnatil mahya wal mamat, wa min fitnatil masihid dajjal. The last one. I seek refuge from the temptation of Dajjal. I read after the Salat. Right? Or during the Prophet time, there's a man look like the way also described about Dajjal. It's from the Jewish family. You know. And the Prophet said, it cannot be. If I am still alive, I can kill Dajjal. Dajjal is sign of the hours. Right? So one day, the Prophet was in the masjid. He talked about Dajjal. He mentioned Dajjal. Now he's in one place. His hand and his leg was tied up. He have one eye, but not one eye. One he can see when the other is very, what you call it, deep inside. Right? And Dajjal, he can talk with all language. He can, for example, walk from here to California, just one step. He can bring life to dead body. He can make deserts, no trees, just point like this, the rain will fall down, it will be green. He mentioned all these things. One of the audience, so I forget his name, he used to be Christian. So when Rasulullah said, "Oh Prophet, I met him." Met who? Dajjal. The way he described everything with Dajjal, I saw him. He said what happened 2 years before. He was riding a ship, and it was windy, wind and storm, and pushed him to the island. And then I come out from the island, and I saw huge animals. And he said, I was scared, but I cannot escape. I cannot. I can see his head, but I cannot see the tail. And then he talked to me, because the Quran said, "There's beasts." He said, "To kallimu," they will talk to you. So it's been, you go to Mexico, he talk Mexican, you know. Talk to you. So he talked to me, right? And he said, if you go to the cave, you will be strange again, you'll be amazed again, you wonder. So I went to the cave, and I saw, yes, everything described. A man with huge, have muscles, one eyes, everything, right? And Rasulullah said, "Sadaqah, yes." He spoke the truth about Dajjal, right? But also the Prophet, like you mentioned, before the coming of Dajjal, there's some preparation, right? If you have $1, have you $1? You know they have pyramid in $1, right? They have pyramid and also have one ice. You know, in this country, they have a group called Masonic. Do you hear about Masonic? Yeah? Yeah. So, now, the West mostly, the preparation for the coming of Dajjal, because it was before the coming of Dajjal, there are a lot of fitna, temptation. And one of the temptation, they said, people will be no haya, no modesty, right? People have relationship, and you can see them, like the animals, right? Just like YouTube, everything, right? That's right. So, because Dajjal will come, the first thing he did what? Destroy what? The akhlaq. But in preparation for them, tool for them, right? Now, when you see going on in the country, Israeli, like pyramid now, start moving them. Just waiting for the time. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it time. Will come out. The Prophet said that Dajjal will come out, but he cannot come to those two cities. What then? Makkah, Medina will be protected, right? So when he come out, the first he will claim that he is prophet. He is prophet, right? People say, "Prove it, you are a prophet." I say, "What do you want?" Right? People said, "Look at this, is, the land is famine, we need." And I said, "You put like this thing," the rain came, and he came out. And he was going to perform many miracles. So people were going to follow the Dajjal. For the people who didn't have Iman, they're going to see Dajjal as a handsome man. Especially for women. He said on that day, the Prophet ﷺ, some husband will tie up their wife at home when they go to work, because they worry that his wife come out and see Dajjal with traps, right? And then, so the first he said, "I'm prophets," and then he claimed God. I said, "God? Yeah, what do you want? Bring a life." So he killed somebody, cut like this. He said, "Look at this," and he put it back. Come back alive again. And many. So people follow the John more and more, because, hey, man, he's God. Can give life. But he said in the end will come a believer and said, "No, I know that you are Dajjal." Because the Prophet said, they will see the sign here. Kafaro. Right? Said, "You are." I said, "No, I'm God." And then he tried to do it again, but he couldn't in the end. Right? And he's going to kill Dajjal. Who's going to kill Dajjal? Jesus, Isa alayhi salam. Said Isa. The Prophet said, Isa will come. He's going to destroy the cross, kill the pigs, and he's going to follow my sunnah. He will come from Syria. Right? He said every prophet going to make Hajj. Every prophet before they die, they went for Hajj. You know, close to the Kaaba, there's many of the great prophets. Now, I mentioned last time, how many prophets I mentioned? 124,000 prophets. 124,000 prophets. 315 messengers. Right? So all prophets come there. No. He said, except Isa. So, because he will come back, and then he will to make Hajj, and then he went to visit me in my grave in Medina, and then he's going to bury me on my side. So we have now Muhammad Sallallahu Abu Bakr, Umar, right? There's Isa will bury also there. Right? Yeah. So come back to the question, yes, Dajjal, have two types of Dajjal. Dajjal in action, yes, we have starting now. All the people trying to destroy, you know, like LGBT, all this is preparation. You know, very interesting now, even in Indonesia and many countries. You know, in America, on the 60s, if you talk about homosexuality, then there is taboo. Now become what? If you talk against homosexuality, you are not tolerant. Your job will be in danger. In Microsoft here, somebody was talking about against them, they fired. Right? The Prophet said, one of the sign of our, he said, ma'ruf become munkar. Ma'ruf, good, become munkar. Munkar become ma'ruf. Before, like, homosexuality, lesbian is munkar. Right? Now become what? You know, one day I was giving a lecture in the college, called Shoreline College. So somebody asked me a question about homosexuality and lesbian. So I answered from the Quran, from the Hadith, from the Bible. So all religion is said. But he said, sir, but I'm gay. Oh, can I become Muslim? I said, yeah. Alhamdulillah. He learned about Islam. He became Muslim. This is about 4 years ago. Then he married. They have children. And he told me, Wallahi, thank you. I'm thankful to Islam. Because I used to believe this is fitrah, nature. Right? According to religion, this is sickness, right? No, it's nature. So that's what I believe. You know, imagine I'm dying on that state. Right? Because in this country, if you people have this kind of feeling, go to the teacher, are you happy with that? But the danger is not that. What's the dangers? Now many people call his Muslim scholars, you know, did you hear that? They said this is nature. This is okay. Right? So therefore the Quran said, فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا مَعَهُمْ. If you hear somebody talk about that, he said, don't sit with them. Don't listen. Don't buy that book. Right? And also even the Prophet said, you know, one of the sons of our people change the names. You know the word zina? Why for the word zina? Right? They change not zina now. They have another word. LGBT. Look, the word like what? You not feel nothing. Because, even the wine, people will change the names. Even riba, the interest, people change the name. So people not feel guilty or not feel nothing. This is the preparation coming of Dajjal. So therefore why the Prophet Muhammad said, memorize 10 ayah, the beginning of Surah what? Kafi and what? The last 10. The first 10 and the last 10. Do you know in Surah Al-Kahfi, why Surah Al-Kahfi? To be against Dajjal. In Surah Al-Kahfi, there's 4 stories. What's the first story?
People of the cave.
People of the cave. What's the second story?
Two men having.
Two men have two gardens, right? One is poor, one is rich. But number 3,
Zulkarnain.
before that. Huh?
Oh, Haidir.
Musa and Khidir. But number 4, Zulkarnain. In this 4th story, we can put a title. The first one, Fitnatud Din, the temptation of religion. So the first thing, Dajjal will come to tempt it, to tempt you, to check, right, to test about religion, to make your iman go. That's satu kahfi. What's the second one? Dunya, the fitnah of dunya, temptation of dunya. On that day, anybody follow Dajjal, he can have good life. Whatever he want, he will give him. So anybody against Dajjal, he'll be in trouble. Is it happen or something? If you don't agree with that, for example, your life in trouble, your business in trouble. This happen everywhere, right? What's number 3? Number 3, the symbol. What the title will be? The fitna of knowledge. Fitna of knowledge. Because Musa was asked, who's knowledgeable one? I said, I am. When you have knowledgeable. So now Dajjal is going to have high technology, high knowledge. He can walk from here to California just 2-3 steps. He can fell from all kind of. What's the last one? The fitna of power. Fitna of power. But very interesting, if you read inshallah next time, this 4th story, in every story, Allah ended, we give solution. All this is Ashabul Kahfi, right? What the end of Surah Kahfi? Not the end. The last story from Surah Kahfi about the people who are run away and hiding in the cave, right? And then what? They die after sleep for 309 years and all, right? But when Allah ended the story, he have 2 things mentioned. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. He says, stay, be patient. We do always invoke Allah. That means how to protect our religion? Be with the good people. That's the remedy. When you are far away, because friendship is very dangerous. You know our children something, how they change their life? Not because of school, because of what? The environment. Before Allah put Adam on the earth, right? What Allah did? He tried to make sure the environment that Adam lived is fit for Adam. So therefore, we sometimes when we have baby, we have to remember what? Where are we going to put our baby? What kind of environment? Kitchen, everything, right? So what the 4 fitna? Fitna what? Deen, dunya, knowledge.
Power.
That's Dajjal going to come through that fitna. So therefore, when you try to understand the first ayah, the first 10 ayah, I said all is the solution. So when it comes to deen, number 1, to keep our deen strong, what? Be with the good people, the good environment. Right? What number 2? Right? Allah talk about 2 things. About Jahannam and Jannah. Be akhirah oriented. All think about the next life. Right? So therefore Aisha radhiyallahu anha said, the first thing Rasulullah came, our revelation came to him, not about halal haram, about hijab, nothing. About what? Loving Allah, once again. Right? About Jannah and Nar. So it's very important for the parent to talk about Jannah, about Jahannam little bit. Because you know, one time, remember the story about how Hassan, about grandchildren, in the morning was crying. Why are you crying? Because I'm worried Allah put me in Jahannam. So don't worry. No small children go to Jahannam. No, mom, when you cook, I saw you, the first you put small wood. And then when the fire grew up, and you put the big one. So that means also, where did it come from? This boy, 6 years old, had this kind of concept. So therefore, why Rasulullah SAW, when he was born, his father died, right? And then when he was 6 years old, his mother took him to where? To his grave. It's far away from Makkah. As soon as they arrived there, his mother died. And Rasulullah joined Ayman to bury his mother by his hand in the grave. 6 years old. What does it mean? Muhammad, that's your father, that's your mother, and you are next. So Muhammad already had concept about death from the beginning. And then Abdul Talib, right? And then die also. Abu Talib died also. And then when he was, starting making dawah, 2 people died. They call Amul Huzun, the years of sadness. Who's dying? Khadijah and Abu Talib. He's alone. Right? So this kind of concept. And also this concept about loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The story a long time ago I heard this happened in Malaysia, in the city of Johor. This mother, from the beginning he introduced Allah to his son, her son. It's only one son. When he gives something, he always said from Allah. Even balloon is from Allah. Until one day he was 6 years old, Mommy, I want to see Allah. He's so nice. He said, Inshallah, I want to go to Jannah. And then when after school, before they eat, they ask, Allah, give me food, something like that. And they eat. So one day, the mother have to go somewhere, and then going home, there was traffic in Johor. Accident in traffic. Oh man, it's late. This time my son, come home. Right? So he came home late. Then he saw her son was eating. And said, the first question, son, did you pray? I did, Mom. He said, who brought you food? Mommy, you thought it from Allah? Oh, no. And he cried. And he wrote a story in the newspaper on that time. You believe or not, this was happened. So nobody brought the food. Who's brought the food? Remember Maryam? كُلَّمَا دَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا زَكَرِيَّا الْمِحْرَابِ. Every time Zakaria entered the mihrab, right, of Maryam, they found what? Food. Maryam not prophet. Allah could give food to anybody. This boy have connected Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Yeah. Another question? He said, then don't give mic to Sheikh. They never stop. And don't give cell phone to the woman. Right.
Allow me to ask more questions, Ustad. I would like to ask about the existence of, not the existence, but the location maybe in literally of heaven and hell. It is said in the Quran that on the earth you're going to die, and from the earth you're going to be resurrected. And then, does it mean that the hell and Jannah will be here as well, or is it also a conceptual thing, or is it really? I mean, if we read it from the Quran, it is said that it's a stream of water, the water that you can drink, and it tastes like khamar, but you won't get drunk because of that. And then I ever read that you eat so many things, but you never say something about the waste that you produce. But it is scientifically explained that if you eat something pure, just like the baby when they eat something pure from they won't produce any waste, even though some babies they do produce waste. So what is it? I mean, is it really a place here in this on this earth or somewhere in this world, or it's something which is in mind that you feel, you know, even maybe in this life already you feel that Jannah or you feel that hell?
Good, mashallah.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Very good question. Number one, the last comment is very good. It said, no one will enter Jannah before he enjoyed the Jannah here. So when the candidate of Jannah, right, is the one who feel it, the Jannah before he come. What do you mean? You know, Jannah is we're going to go Jannah not because of our deed, right? It was the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because, you know, even you pray a million times, you compare what Allah prepared, nothing, right? People of Jannah, they are always instead of joy and happy, even his life is in what you call a lot of difficulties. You know, Ibn Taymiyyah, when they put him in jail, he said, you know, how are they going to punish me? Right? With the people, I enjoy the people. I can talk with them. You know, they put me here so I can learn Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Because my heart always with him. Right? The first question is, Jannah is here, right? Of course, it cannot be because it's too small. You know, dunya is one of the almost the smallest of Allah creation compared to the sun, the galaxies and all these, million of them, bigger than here. The Quran said that everything, kullu man alayha fan, everything will destroy. Right? Another hadith said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like put dunya or planet like carpet. You don't need to, okay, just put it like this. Yawma tubadilul ardu, when Allah changed the earth. Right? You know, very interesting. All scientists agree that one day they will be what? Everything will destroy. But they know how to, the next question. What's next? And also the second one, the scientists, they cannot explain how they going to destroy. But the Quran mentioned each one of them how destroy. Ida shamsu kuwirat wa ida nujumun kadarat. How the sun will be turned off, the light of the sun, and the star will falling down. Is the Quran, it mentioned exactly how going to destroy it. And then wa inna lamusion, you know the expenses theory. This word like balloon, every like discontinue, and then we'll, right? That's agreed. The Quran mentioned it, right? What is the next? So the hadith described, after everything destroyed, Allah will call the angel of Malakul Maut. He said, who's still alive? He said, Jibril, Mikael, then people who carry the arsh, and me. Allah said, take also their souls. So Jibril died, Mikael died, people carried the arsh died. He said, who's still alive? Only you and me. Only Malakul Maut and Allah. Allah said, you too. So Allah going to take the soul of Malakul Maut or Israel. He said, when Allah taking his soul, he said, if I know how painful is it, you know, when I take somebody's soul, I will take anybody's soul. It's too late. Right? So now what? Allah going to stand up like this. Maliki Yawmiddin. Aina al-Jababiro. Aina where's the king and all this? Finish. Right? How long? He said 40. The story describes that 40 days, 40 years, but 40 will be everything dying, like you are sleeping. So therefore in Surah Yasin, when Allah bring back alive again, قَالُوا مَنْ بَعَثَنَا مِنْ مَرْقَدِنَا هَذَا مَا وَعَدَ الرَّحْمَنِ. He said, who brought me alive again? I thought it's finished, done. He was sleeping. Marqad, rukud, right? Sleeping. This is Allah's promise. Right? So the Prophet said, when people come out from the grave, have different level. Some come out, the angel was waiting for him. That's the higher level. Come. You know, and some just alone. Where are we? And we'll be in the field, right? The sun is very close, right? Everybody naked, and everybody was scared to death. Everybody forget everything. Ibrahim, he forgot his son, right? Maryam forgot Jesus. Everybody forget. Everybody going to hold to the pillar of Arash. Allahumma salli, Allah save me, save me. So therefore, when they are there, and they was panicking, because according to their sin, some said have sweat, come here, some here. Can you imagine this situation? So some people said, I don't care if Allah going to put in Jannah or hellfire. You cannot see hellfire here. Just judge us. He said, let's go to Adam. So go to Adam. Adam, please, you are our father. Adam said what? Nafsi, nafsi. Today Allah is so angry. He never angry like this. So I cannot talk to him. Because he asked me, don't eat the fruit I eat. And then went to Ibrahim. Ibrahim said I couldn't. Because I did lie one time. But for us, not lying, right? Remember when he brought Sarah to Egypt? Sarah is the prettiest woman. Egyptian king on that time, anybody bring his wife, you know, his wife have to spend night with him, few nights. And sometimes they kill the husband. People said, Ibrahim, don't tell your wife. So okay, the king asked him, so who's this? It's my sister. Did he lie? If he said, my mother, he lied. My aunt, he lied. Sister in what? In the religion, oh, it's my sister here, right? In Arabic, called this Hila. It's okay. But Ibrahim still, right? He said, and then what? They go to Noah. Noah said, okay. And then Aunt Musa, and then went to Isa. Isa said, go to Muhammad. Some people might be say that, wait a minute, we know this, right? So in their judgment, I will not go to Adam, I will not go to Noah, I just go to Muhammad, because I know we will not have them. No, Allah make you forget. Because Allah wants to show you the status of Muhammad, his status. So Muhammad going to make sujood. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, Ya Muhammad, irfa ra'sak, sal tu'ta, fasfa tushaffa. Muhammad, raise your head, ask whatever you want, and give shafa'ah, intercession, to whom you want. What he said when he woke up? Khadija, Aisha, no. Ummati, ummati, my ummah, my ummah. That's the shafa'ah al-kubra. Right? So, now, then the Prophet said, everybody will be judged, we'll go one by one. But if Allah question anybody, he's in trouble. Right? Because good Muslim, Allah said, what's your book? He's my book. Right? Allah like this. Okay, good. Allah said, what did you do on Saturday night? You know, people, when Allah question, they're going to forget themselves. Allah, that's not me. What? This is my angel. Oh, angel, your creation too. I said, I don't believe in your angel. So who you believe? Only believe myself. But the Quran said, وَتُكَلِّمُنَا أَيْدِيهِمْ وَتَشْهَدُ أَرْجُلُهُمْ. Your body will talk, the hand will talk. Did you steal? No. The leg said, yeah, you went there with my leg. Every will talk. And then what said, Allah, I don't believe even to myself. You know, if you are God, what happened? Shut up. Shut up. The angel deny, you still deny, but Allah still patient. What Allah going to bring in the end? Anybody? He said, I don't believe in angel. They made mistake, they will lie. Even myself, what Allah going to bring? Your video. This is the Quran. هَذَا كِتَابُكُمْ يَنْتِقُ بِكُمْ. This is the book talk about. So Allah going to show you, this is you. Oh! You know Allah give this technology, right? You know everything you do here, you can put and upload in the what? That's the judgment. You cannot deny anyone. You know this life like Hollywood. What we are doing in Hollywood? Making movie. How long? Sometimes 1 month, 2 months, 1 year. And then what? You see in the cinema, right? That's going to be what happened to us. Right? So then we'll go to pass the bridge. Remember that? What's under the bridge? the hellfire. Somebody asked question, why everybody have to pass the bridge? He said, وَإِن كُلٌّ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا. No matter, you are prophet, whatever, you have to pass the bridge. What for that? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to give you another blessing. Do you know in the hadith said, Allah will let the unbeliever to cross the bridge until they see Jannah and fall down. What's going to happen? Two punishments, what's that? Punishment of the Jahannam, of course, fire. What's the second punishment? Anybody? Jannah. What? Regret. Regret is something worse than Jahannam. I wish I believe. Regret. No. What the benefit of good people? They have to see Jahannam. What? Because the Quran said, definition of success, فَمَنْ زُهْزِهَ عَنِ النَّارِ, who are saved from hellfire. Do you know if you read the dua, most dua said, وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ, وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ, right? Because the most important was to be saved from hellfire. Because some Muslims have to go hellfire first. So you don't want it. Right? So what for did Allah let us, or let people, good people, pass through? Because if Allah SWT, for example, to go to Jannah, if another way. And then in Jannah, wait a minute, man. Maybe there's no hellfire, man. Everybody here maybe, right? So by just looking, oh, thank God. I saw my friend there. There's another blessing. When you go to Jannah, oh, right? Yeah. So Jannah, it said one of the angels asked Allah, they want to see how big Allah Arsh. You know Allah have Arsh throne, right? So Allah gave him what you call wing. There's no speed limit. You know, and he was trying to find. You know, he said that the Allah Arsh is for certain millions distant. There's a different what you call colors. So this angel, for 20 years, they tried to reach the end of the Arsh. He got tired. 20,000 years, he was flying. So he sit down in Jannah. And then he said, the Hur'in, the woman in Jannah, so what are you doing? Oh, you look like said, yeah, you know, Allah, I want to know the end of the Arsh. But in 20,000 years, I cannot even reach. He said, you know, you only reach the distance of Jannah, Allah going to give to Abu Bakr. What is it? Abu Bakr. So therefore, the side of Jannah, couldn't believe. So therefore, Allah mentioned in the right? Mala ainun ra'at wala udhunun sami'at. Right? You know the word kun fayakun, Allah will give to you in Jannah. Be and it is, right? No, if now we want biryani now, what are you going to do? Oh, you want hamburger, what you do? You have to go, you cook, right? Over there, you say biryani. Even not finished, biryani is there. He said, walakum ma tad'un, for you whatever you was thinking before, what you wish. You know something, some people said, you know, if I go Jannah, I want ask Allah to show me who killed Kennedy. You want to know something that nobody know here. Who Kennedy, right? Well, one of my students, when I would teach children was 5, 6 years old before, and he said, you know, in Jannah, you're going to meet Adam, you're going to meet Musa, Nuh, Muhammad, Khadija. And my student said, Sheikh, you know, if I see Adam, if I meet Adam, I will tell him, I know your story. Yeah. And the Quran said, in Surah An-Nisa, all the prophets, the Siddiqeen, أولئك الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. Prophets, Siddiqeen, the truthful people, righteous people, Shuhada, people who died in the battle, that's become your friend. وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. They will be what? The best friend. You know the word Rafiq? The friend that you're not shy, you want to, you can call him whatever you want, you can take whatever you want. That's the Rafiq in Arabic. Rafiq. So imagine in that judgment, you meet Nuh, for example. Hey Nuh, how you doing? He said, oh, Prophet Nuh. No, become friend. Omar, you know Omar, right? Hey Omar, how you doing? Become Rafiq. Right? So why is it Bilal, when he's going to die, his wife was crying. Wa hazana, this is the sad day. He said, no, wa farhata, this is the happiest day. What? Ghadan alqal ahibba Muhammadan wa sahba. Because tomorrow I'm going to meet my beloved. Muhammad is his companion. So therefore when you die and you are a good person, the arwah, the spirit that before, your mother, your father, your grandfather, Rasulullah SAW, they will appear to you. Come. So therefore, why did you say something? People dying and smiling. You gotta see them. I have my teacher, Sharawi, in Egypt. When he died, you can see on YouTube. It was like this. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa annaka Rasulullah wa annaka. And you Rasulullah, why you? Because they benefit you. Right? Yeah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore I said, don't forget every day to make following dua. Allahumma inna nas'aluka husnal khatimah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka husnal khatimah. Oh Allah, I ask you good end. That means I'm dying in good, in submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also never judge people until you know how he or she died. Because sometimes we see people in his life, maybe he's not good Muslim, but we know the end. I have a story in Egypt. There's a girl, he pick up her mother, she have surgery, alhamdulillah safe, and puts her on a white chair, and they put someplace, and she went to cashier to pay. And then there's 3 young men, good Muslim, he saw that her mother, he's going to die on a wheelchair like this. So the third Muslim, the Egyptian, I said, Mom said, La ilaha illallah, Rasulullah. And she said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. And she died. When her doctor came, he said, what happened to my mom? He said, Inna lillahi wa inna raji'un. What? She died? He said, yes, but don't worry. She said a shahada. I said, what? You make her kafir? Because she was Christian. Her daughter Christian. Can you imagine? This mother, whole life worship Jesus. But Allah give him this. So never judge people. Right? Yeah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us husnul khatimah, inshallah.
Jazakallah to Ustaz Muhammad Joban. Now we have come to the end of our session. So hopefully everyone will benefit from this session. And thank you and Assalamu alaikum.